Welcome to an Oregon adventure. In case you're new here, my name is Bee. I live full-time in a van, and today we are going to Bend to go to a show and float down a river. After our weekend in Bend, we will be making it to the Umpqua National Forest and checking out Crater Lake. And nothing goes according to plan. Our adventure starts off where I left you on the Oregon coast. In case you're new here, I have been slow traveling the PNW starting in Washington and making my way south. There are a multitude of adorable little beach towns, and this one is no exception. So come along for my week in Bend. Our adventure starts here. Because there's a little lighthouse right there, I'm gonna leave this lighthouse right here. I left one yesterday, and it was the only one after I had hung out on the beach. Oh, by the way, good morning. We've been here for about 2 days since we did our last little adventure, but I'm just gonna kind of loop all these adventures together because after this little playtime on the beach, Indy and I are gonna go see some sea lions, and there's apparently this dock where it's free. There is also a cave that you can pay almost like $20 to go down into the cave, but we just wanna go do something free. And then we're gonna be heading into Bend. So we're gonna be leaving the coast, going to Bend, gonna take a shower. We have a show at a venue somewhere in Bend. And then I'm not exactly sure what our plan is after that. So wrapping up the Oregon coast trip a little bit, and we parked here. I've never seen a sundial this big before. Like, look at how cool that is. But yeah, Indy and I are gonna go, come on Indy. Her and I are gonna go leave some rocks around this path.
Audrey, do you want to pet Annie?
Are you ready? Indy and I got some nice zoomies out before we jumped back in the van and hit the road. We went to this adorable town where we were told that there are often sea lions on this dock, but unfortunately, at the time of year we went, there was none. Apparently, they are all mating in California. So we explored the town and then made our way towards Bend, Oregon. The reason for this trip is because there's going to be a little rave. It's the summer program Tate B. Levity, and the minute we left the coast, we could instantly feel the heat kicking in. It was awful. We managed to find some parking right outside the venue with a gorgeous park where I'd made some candy bracelets for the event, and Indy got to roll around and enjoy some more outside time. I decided not to vlog my event. I just took a couple of clips because I really wanted to enjoy the moment, and I ended up making a really awesome friend named Olivia. That's her hand right there. And then a short clip for Oliver Trees. Typically the day following a rave, we normally rest and relax, and we were parked right on the Deschutes River. And tomorrow it's forecasted to be a little cloudy and rainy, and as a Florida girl, I'm used to spending my summers in water 24/7, so the fact that this was my first float of the year is actually crazy to me. But it was a very fun experience because I have never experienced rapids before, at least real ones in the wild that aren't man-made. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of me going down. I don't know what happened to it, but the experience was so fun. We ended up walking our tubes back after and floating down again. The mountain in the back was peak. For lunch, I made salmon and rice, and then I literally passed out for the rest of the day. The next morning we woke up and it was gloomy and rainy as forecasted, so we left our parking spot that was right next to the park and started to make our way towards the Umpqua National Forest, a place I've been really eager to visit but was a little disappointed by because of the heat. That's the only reason.
Welcome to the Umpqua National Forest. I have been dreaming of visiting this place and I'm so excited. There are tons of these gorgeous purple flowers everywhere. It's really nice out here. I'm stoked. Let's get into the adventure.
Okay, so we just got back from Bend, Oregon. We were in Bend for a weekend show, which was so incredible. And now we are right outside Crater Lake and the Umpqua National Forest. Oh, hi Bean. I'm going to get some editing done. We just got to camp and we have the door open. I have a nice dragon blood incense going. And yeah, just gonna enjoy the weather. It's about 4 o'clock, so we still have like maybe 4 or 5 hours until sunset. We're tucked away in a little forest with free camping. So exciting. I think tomorrow we're gonna go to Crater Lake and maybe the hot spring, or maybe we'll break it up. I'm not really sure, but I'm very, very, very excited to be exploring this area. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna make myself something delicious and yummy to eat, work on some editing, and just enjoy being in a peaceful forest. We've been in the city for the past few days. We have a fridge full of food, but we have not done laundry. So we actually have like a gigantic bag of laundry in the passenger foot area where I sit. But other than that, the van is clean. We are clean. We had such a fun weekend in Bend. I got to float down a lazy river, which was so fun. Or not like a lazy river. So it was like a river, but then also the river turned into rapids at a certain point, which I've never experienced rapids like that ever, unless they were like manufactured by like Aquatica or something.
Forest Development Road 960.
We found some camping really close to Crater Lake, had a nice slow morning, parked away in the forest, and now I am headed to Crater Lake. I've never been to this national park before, but it sounds very cool. I can't wait to learn more about it. Today it's a little overcast, which is nice because it has definitely been pretty hot in Oregon, and I'm ready to make it back to the coast. And I'm hoping, since today's a Tuesday, I'm hoping that the national park won't be too busy. Got some things for my junk journal. And we have about 15 minutes to the visitor center, but if I see the crater and a pull off, I will pull off. All of a sudden, it's getting cloudier. So, I hope it doesn't rain. But I always love visiting a national park. So apparently Crater Lake, the whole entire park is going to be a scenic drive, and I just pulled off at the very first pull off that I saw. It was super crowded. There was tons of families there, but I think that the lake is so beautiful. It is so blue, and I was mistaken. The name made me believe that this lake was formed by a crater, but actually it was not. The way that Crater Lake was formed was there was a massive volcanic eruption that emptied a magma chamber, causing the 12,000 foot volcano to collapse into a deep basin, and it eventually filled with rain, water, and snowmelt. And right next to the Rim Village Visitor Center, there was this gorgeous pull-off and lookout. Of course, I had to stop in to get my typical passport stamp, some stickers, and a magnet for my van. And there was some information about the park and how it was created. And one of the rangers said that on a very calm day, The water can be so crystal that basically the clouds look like a mirror on the water. Today was a little bit windy, so it did create like a foggy effect, but either way, I still think that it is so gorgeous. But I would also love to come back and see it on a perfectly clear day. Also, while I was in the visitor center, I learned that the East Rim Drive, which is normally only open in the summer, was still closed for construction. So instead of continuing all the way around the lake, I would have to go back out the way I came and then go around, which I didn't want to do. So I just absorbed as much information as I could and stopped at all of the pull-offs along the West Rim Drive of the park. So I went to the gift shop, got myself my typical magnet, my postcard. I just went and got my passport stamped, found this little overlook, and now we're gonna continue the scenic drive around. This place is gorgeous. Because our scenic drive is cut a little bit short than what I anticipated, we ended up finding a gorgeous pull-off to spend the day with an incredible view of Wizard Island. One of my favorite parts about van life is the fact that my whole entire home with my food, my animals are always with me. And because I didn't intend on hiking, and like I said, the scenic drive was cut short, I found this pull-off and there was so many animals. My animals, I opened up the door so that they could see them because there were birds who were really trying to get my attention. There were chipmunks running around and chasing each other, and I have not had any close animal encounters like this in quite some time. I later realized that the bird was really attracted to all of the shiny jewelry that I had. He was trying to check me out, get really close. He ended up biting little pieces of my pants and my jewelry. So the weather over here was really nice because of the water and the breeze, and of course the ambiance of the animals just made it that much more magical. Okay, so I wanted to go to Umpqua Hot Springs, which, if you don't know what that is, it's this gorgeous, iconic hot springs that looks so cool. But the problem is right now in the Umpqua National Forest, it is 89 degrees. And this is not it. It is super hot in the van, and thinking about it, I don't really want to go to a hot spring when it's hot outside. Yes, there is like a river for a cold plunge, but that's just not really like, it's not going to feel comfortable. And I've heard that when it's summertime, sometimes it can kind of smell like warm urine, and that's not what I want to do. So instead of going in the peak of summertime, we're actually going to go hit a waterfall, and then we're going to make our way to the coast because I have been really enjoying running away from the summer heat this summer. Crater Lake was pretty nice. It wasn't too hot, but it is way hotter in the forest than I thought it would be. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cooler, but that's not the case. So we're going to leave this campsite that we had been at because we parked here thinking that I was going to wake up early and go to the hot spring, but it's only going to be like 65 and then get really hot the minute that it's like mid-morning. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go do something else. So let's go check out a waterfall. It's currently 5:42 and I was ready to park here, call it a day, but instead we're going to go see, there's a couple of different waterfalls literally right at the end of this road where Umpqua Hot Springs is. So come on, let's go. We need to make it out of this dirt road, and it is going to be slow and steady because it's all gravel. So we have driven on worse roads. It's not the worst road, but it's not like a road that I can zip through. It says the speed limit is 55. We're going maybe 20, maybe. Definitely a bummer, but that is the reality of van life sometimes. Is I'm just grateful that the sun doesn't set until like 9:30. Okay, so somehow whenever we went down the mountain, it ended up being 92 degrees, so it's even hotter than it was at our original parking spot. And so we decided to not go visit the waterfall because I didn't want to leave the girls in the van, and the parking lot area was covered in forest, so we weren't really getting a charge. And so we've been driving down through the Umpqua Forest, and it has been so gorgeous. There's portions where it's like really mossy and dense, and there's this gorgeous river that's flowing through that you can catch glimpses of on the drive. We are going to be making our way back to the coast because we do not want to deal with this heat right now. It says 96 degrees. That's almost 100 degrees, and I just I don't want that. And so, as much as I love the forest and I love the moss and I love the rivers, I enjoy not being overly hot. And I think this is like the first summer in my life that I've been able to completely escape the Florida heat. We're gonna stop in a city right before we have to head through the forest to get to the coast to fill up on some gas. If we can find water, we're gonna do that. I have no idea where we're gonna be camping tonight. All I know is that I'm going to cooler weather because I can't think with this heat, and it makes the girls hot, and it just makes for terrible sleeping. So I think we might get some gas, stop at Planet Fitness, take a shower, and then figure out what we'll do after we make it to the coast. After a couple hours of driving, we ended up finding a gorgeous pull-off to park and spend the night. And I cannot express to you how grateful I am to be back on the coast to enjoy the beautiful sunsets, the ocean breeze, and chillier temperatures. Later on this week, we are going to continue traveling down the Pacific Highway and exploring the adorable beach towns that the coast of Oregon has to offer. So make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. And I'll see you later this week while we explore some more adorable towns. I can't wait to see what the Oregon coast has in store. And of course, I will be taking you along with me on the journey. Thank you so much for coming along with me to Bend, Crater Lake, and the chaos and reality that comes with van life sometimes. Sure, I didn't get to do all the things that I wanted, but that just means that I have to come back and try to have another trip, hopefully more cool out here.